Hello and welcome back to the Friday Fixture. I'm Naz Islam.
And I'm Robin Davis.
How are you doing today, Robin?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm exhausted. I'm shattered. We've got a lot to get through today, and we've got some returning guests. That's very fun, isn't it?
The return.
Yes.
We're back.
Feel free to introduce
back.
yourselves once again for the many millions.
Shall I go first? I'm Joe. I filled in for Naz a couple of weeks ago, so I'm now in the guest seat, which is more exciting, I think.
I'm Ludo. I come back after the second episode. I've been in it for the second episode, and I'm back.
And your teams?
Nottingham Forest, you Reds.
Fiorentina.
I didn't know Nottingham Forest go by the Reds as well.
Yeah. It's nice not having Matt Wolf, who's a Derby fan, say shush as soon as I say Forest fan.
That's
Makes a
also true.
difference.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Well, we had the internationals this week. The home nations all doing really, really well. Naturally, we'll start with England. I thought it was a pretty solid performance, Robin.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Bellingham hate just quickly before I forget. I think he's been like one of the most solid England players. I know I keep asking you when I was like hosting last time about is he imperative? I think he is. I didn't really get the hate that he seemed to get from the press, especially that journalist of the Daily Mail, I forget his name, but he was given a lot of hate. And I loved that Ian Wright stood up for him on the Overlap podcast and just kind of spread a bit of love about him, because I feel like we would really miss him if he wasn't playing for England. That's kind of my thoughts. I mean, also Kane, I was going to mention about like the skill of a tap-in.
Yeah.
What I mean by this is like I think it's kind of underrated how good he is at that element. For the first goal, it was a tight game against Albania on Sunday evening. And it was 0-0 to like the 70th minute, and the ball comes in. He's like just there, exactly the right position, and just taps it in. And you need players like that to just do the supposed easy stuff. I love that about a player like him, and he scored a great header as well. But yeah, players like him and Bellingham, I think.
I absolutely get you, and not to bring it back to him, but I suppose all roads do lead to Darwin Núñez, and as somebody who's experienced that, to then see somebody like Kane do what it's supposed to be, it really does make you appreciate how underrated it is, right? That skill.
Still at the age of 32 as well.
Yeah.
People forget he is a senior player now, so he's still sort of. Would you class that as? I think actually in this day and age,
It's 32 senior anymore.
He's probably still prime, I guess. But I mean, I guess over 30.
It's how well you look after yourself.
Yeah, well, yeah, he clearly does look after himself very well. So.
I was going to say post 1966, I think he is the best England striker we've ever had, and we've had some great strikers for England over the years, but no one as consistent as him. Even in World Cups, he scores. He was top scorer in the 2018 World Cup. I mean, this guy is literally a future goat.
He's gone over to Germany as well and just smashed it.
Yeah.
Can I say something for you guys? I think that the next World Cup is going to be your time to shine.
Ooh.
I think
That's
that
not it, is it?
We've heard that every year.
if you say it out loud, it's gonna like jinx it. But if I say that, I think it's fair. So I thought also like the Euros was your time to shine. But
Ludo, I feel like you've lived in England for too long, and you've got this optimism that all the England fans have about like us winning World Cups. It's not going to happen, but it's nice that you think it will.
yeah,
I appreciate
you see,
that.
I think it's your time. It's now or never.
Okay.
It's very nice of you to say. And also, I think, while you say that, we should touch on how Italy are doing as well, because you guys are potentially going to miss out on a third World Cup in a row. There's a chance. There's a chance.
What are you talking about?
How do you feel about your national team?
Third World Cup.
But yeah, third one in a row.
Were you at the Euros?
What?
Was Italy at the Euros?
No, yeah, we were.
Yeah.
We were. We won to.
No, not the most recent
also.
one.
Yeah,
I know you won.
But to be honest, it's really sad if you think about this, because the last time we were at the World Cup was 12, and the most memorable moment was when Suarez bite Chiellini. So like we didn't pass, the group stage, and it was horrible. But it was one of the best memories, because then we failed to qualify twice, and the first time when we failed to qualify against Sweden, I was crying for hours. I was like, I'm never gonna eat IKEA meatballs again. But the second time was better, because I was already used to that kind of pain. So now I just I'm really conscious that maybe we're gonna miss it, and I'm gonna accept it. Doesn't mean that I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, I'm gonna cry, but it's a possibility. So there is a high percent that I think we're not gonna pass, because if you play against like Northern Ireland, they have everything to gain and we have everything to lose. You know,
There's a lot of pressure, isn't there? There's a lot of
Yeah,
pressure.
yeah.
I really didn't like Gattuso as well in the press. He was basically saying that you kind of have guaranteed a spot and all this kind of stuff. All his narratives around like, it felt a little bit egotistical to just be like, Italy deserve to be there because they're Italy. Like, you have to win your games and in qualifiers. You have.
Sure. The only thing I think is not related to just to Italy, and I know that the calendar does allow these. I think that if you won the Euros, you should go to the World Cup like directly. Like when we won the Euros against you. We should. This is my take.
It works
This
in
is
Europe.
my
You go
take.
for Europe and Champions League.
This is my take.
You go, when you
Yeah,
against the Champions
exactly.
League.
But
So-
apparently, when England win the World Cup, obviously we should then automatically qualify for the Euros afterwards. So that's what Ludo's saying.
Oh, you're saying that what the world? If you win the World Cup, then you
No.
go to the Euros.
I'm
If you win the
joking.
Euros.
I'm just saying maybe it could cross back to the Euros.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
I'm making up our own rules here.
Yeah. Also, so we've got the other home countries as well doing a great job. I'm sure you guys have seen and everyone has seen those incredible commentary moments for Scotland and the Republic of Ireland as well. Both of those were spectacular. And then Wales winning 7-1 too. You know, it's nice to see the locals doing well.
I watched the highlights of that. It was a good game. I mean, the only thing I took from that game is Harry Wilson, just how good, just quickly before we touch on Ireland and Scotland, Harry Wilson is such an underrated player.
Absolutely.
The free kick he scores to make it 5-1. If you
He's
haven't
always
seen it,
been
go and
really good
watch
at set
it.
pieces.
Yeah.
Though. He's always been a set
Great
piece
player.
action.
But yeah, in terms of Ireland, I was going to talk about the manager. Obviously, used to be the Iceland manager, and they're playing quite sort of like pragmatic football. They had Stephen Kenny in, who was trying to play like the guy that was at Southampton who got the sack, who went to Rangers. Forget his name now. Who
Got the sack at Southampton, went to Rangers. Where?
Yeah.
Oh, George Martin.
Russell
Martin. That's it. I had George Russell in my mind for Formula One. I was like, okay, no, that's not the right one.
Yeah, exactly.
Russell Martin, that's it. Yeah,
But this manager's come in, and the resurgence with like players like Troy Parrott, who was on loan at Millwall, did absolutely nothing. Apparently, was out partying most weekend, having a great time, and he goes over to AZ Alkmaar in the Eredivisie. I think that's how you pronounce
Good
it.
pronunciation.
And he's got like, I think it's like 13 goals in 14 games for his club. And he's absolutely smashing it. He's obviously, I think some people kind of like to hate on that division. But the quality's obviously there. You've got Ajax, obviously. You've got some strong teams in there. And he's come and played for his national team. He scored a hat-trick against Hungary. He scored 2 against Portugal. It's obviously something to do with the manager as well, the international manager.
Sometimes in a broad move, I think sometimes going away, because obviously he had a couple of loan spells in England and didn't really ever work out for him. I think sometimes when you saw it even just with players, English players developing abroad, like players like Bellingham and Jadon Sancho. It just sometimes the pace of the league fits them or suits them better.
Yeah, and also I think it was that Evan Ferguson would normally start for Ireland, but he's out injured.
Well, not anymore.
Exactly, and this is it now. And someone,
anymore.
it's
Ireland's
really
best
like
striker.
a prime case of like taking your chance when you get it, right? And I think certain players do just do that as well. You see it in the England team as well. That's why we have so much of an issue with picking a starting 11, because players come in and they really want that spot. But yeah, Scotland, incredible,
Scotland as well, yeah.
incredible, right? That was just spectacular.
The timing of the goals was amazing, because it was like, wasn't it? I can't remember the exact timings of the goals, but wasn't it like in the 90th minute they were still drawing, and then Tierney scored to make it 3-2, and then the halfway line goal.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was the
amazing.
very last
It
kick
was
of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
incredible.
If you see the reaction
that.
TikToks of the Scottish
it's mental.
people,
It's
it's
mental.
crazy. I was
Yeah.
so
The best
happy
one,
for
I
them.
don't know if you saw it, Naz, is in the pub. There's like this pub in some village like far away in Scotland. I can't remember, forgive me, but basically it's obviously a room full of Scot fans, and there's one, I think he's actually an Ireland fan, but he looks absolutely gutted. So like the whole room's going crazy, and he's just there, like sat there, like just like slumped over his pint, like looking really depressed. It's really fun. You should watch it. I'll send it to you later.
Absolutely. and the Scottish away support is normally like really, really good, especially because this is the first time in 27 years. So they'll have attendance at the World Cup. They will take over, like 100,000, 200, whatever. There'll be a crazy number.
I do hope we get a match up against them. The England-Scotland games are always
Oh, it
fantastic,
will
aren't
be
they? It's always
crazy.
great.
It will be
yeah.
crazy.
Easy 3 points.
You say that. We
You
had
know,
them in the we had them in the Euros group. It was the Euro. I'm not sure which. I think it was the one where we lost to Italy. I think we had them in our group. and it was really loads of hype going into that
Yeah.
game, and we drew. It was a
Yeah.
0-0 draw, and it was really boring. Everyone was so disappointed. And
Yeah.
it's like, how are we not winning as England?
Yeah.
Regular issue. Always happens. What
Yeah.
were you going to say, Ludo?
That you are too optimistic. You cannot say we're gonna win.
Mm.
This is what led you to lose the World Cup, the Euros against us.
I know, but complacency is fun, you know. Sometimes it's okay. It's okay to do that.
If you went to the street in Italy and you ask, "Are we gonna win?" Nobody would say yes because we're superstitious, and this pay off.
Okay, I hear it. I hear it.
There you go.
Clearly it does.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Look at the
How's that
Euros.
World Cup going? Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly my point.
Yeah, so other notable results in the internationals as well. Notably, Italy actually struggling there was because of a loss to Norway. For one, Norway with Haaland up top.
Why do you think that is, Naz? I was about to say.
Yeah.
Which player is responsible?
That's the
for
thing.
this?
But like, is he that good that he could really, you know, like carry them a long way?
Don't underestimate how good just having a good number 9 is.
Yeah.
Like it really does make a big difference. I know a striker can't run the team, but it makes a huge difference if you've got
Yes.
someone who can finish.
I also
Yeah.
feel like it's so hard. It's a bit like Sweden back in the day when they had Ibra. Like he's got good players around him. It's not just one player. I feel like it must
Yeah.
irritate the other players around,
Right.
like a superstar
Yeah.
like Haaland, when there's all these amazing players that like have to facilitate him being amazing
Yes.
for a national team squad. Obviously Odegaard, but he's injured right now. I mean, they've got some great players other than Haaland. So yeah, I just think they must be so miffed. Like every game is just like the headline about him scoring, and it's like I did all this hard work. Why am I not getting?
But
some
also, like equally, you could say that takes that pressure off of them as
Okay,
well. Do
fair
you know what I
point.
mean?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
get
that's true.
they can all have like a dreadful game really, but as long as they're creating and he scores,
So,
it's
so
fine.
you're saying like 3 people man marking Haaland, and then it just
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
There you go, space for everyone else. And then big shout out to Haiti and to Curacao, who are both
Yeah.
into the World Cup.
Oh,
It's
Nations.
going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I was going to say I've done some research on this.
Yeah.
If you actually look into the team of Curacao, obviously it's an amazing result. It's historic, and I love it that they've made it. But if you actually look at the team and where they're actually born and their
Yeah.
like football passports, a lot of them have come through the Dutch leagues.
Were
Holland.
born, all were born in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
right?
the Netherlands, the Dutch, yeah. So, but I was going to talk about like football passports because I feel like, do you remember during the Qatar World Cup you had like the narrative about a lot of their players actually not being from Qatar. A lot of them were from Brazil.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying they were cheating. I actually think on this occasion I'm all for it because I want a small country like that utilising everything they can, squeezing everything out of any potential players who can play for them so that they can get to the World Cup. I mean, it's an amazing story, isn't it? So
Yeah.
for me, I'm all for it when it suits me, basically.
Yeah,
On this
yeah.
occasion,
Yeah, it's a good narrative. I like it.
They've got 140,000 people there. I think it's amazing. So
It's
yeah,
brilliant.
Also
good luck to
because
them.
I think that they are under the jurisdiction of the Netherlands, like officially. So it's not like really cheating, you know?
Okay, I wasn't
Yeah.
saying cheating. I'm just
Yeah.
saying like they've
Yeah.
manipulated it in a way that makes it work
Yeah.
for them. But
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
all
this
for it.
whole debate is always quite interesting. I find actually that now you mentioned that the sense of how far you're allowed to go back in terms of where you identify with your nationality and who you
Mike
want to go
Cash
and play
playing
for.
for Poland, isn't it?
Exactly,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Well,
go on,
I
Robin.
was going to say the prime example at the moment as well is Harvey Barnes. Have you seen? He hasn't played, I don't think, a professional England game yet. I think he played in a friendly, but there's some rules where you can still play a friendly, but then it doesn't mean you
Doesn't
qualify
count,
or something, or maybe it's a junior game. And now he's kind of murmuring in the press about like, I've got this Scottish heritage, you know, maybe I could play in the World Cup with you guys. Like, as well being a bit, whereas before he was very sort of like quiet on, there was a lot of talk about him, like, he could technically qualify, and then he would just never reply to any of the media requests about Scotland. And he actually piped up and was like, yeah, maybe there's a chance I could play at the World Cup, you know, for Scotland. Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? So yeah, I think it's like each, you know.
It's weird. It's when you're on the cusp. It's really hard as a player because like if you think you're probably not going to get. I mean, this is probably what Matty Cash thought.
Yeah.
Is like probably not going to get picked. So
Yeah.
might as well go play for Poland.
It's the exact same thing that you guys remember Hamza Chowdhury. So my dad likes to bang on about this because he's of Bangladeshi descent.
Oh, okay.
And so now he's playing for the Bangladeshi national team, is their
Is he really?
captain. Yeah, he's an
Really?
icon of the Bangladeshi team now. And now they've
That's
actually,
fantastic.
they've kind of followed suit after that. So they've gone and picked up like sort of younger Bengali British guys and then bringing them over as well. So the Bangladeshi team is
How's
kind
the
of
team
improving.
going? How's the team going? How the Bangladeshi team's going?
They're doing okay.
Okay.
They're not amazing. They
I love this political answer. I love it.
yeah. They had a match the other day which they were winning. I think it was 2-1, and in the very last minute, I want to say it was against like Nepal or something like that, and they drew 2-2 last minute. So happens to the best of us, really. Happens to everyone.
So what I hear you saying is, Naz, that is it going to be like 2016 Wales, where they like did their whole like passport stuff that I was talking about, and they're going to absolutely rip it up in the World Cup soon? Is that what we're hearing?
Give it sort of, a couple World Cups. You
Clip
never
it
know.
up, guys. Clip it up.
That's
That
what I'm
is
saying.
going viral. This is
Prediction right here: Bangladesh to win the 2034 World Cup.
We are going to be the number one podcast in Bangladesh.
I'm telling you.
We were there the first time that this has been said.
Hitting the algorithm like that.
Absolutely. And the other example I thought about as well was obviously Declan Rice.
Yeah, I was about to mention.
That's one that's really benefited us so well. So yeah, as you say, when it works for us.
Grealish as well, I think. Grealish played.
Yeah.
Grealish, yeah.
Did you
They
see-
hate him.
Yeah, because
They
Grealish scored,
really-
didn't he?
Yeah, they really didn't like him.
Yeah.
They don't like him.
Perfect. Okay, let's move on and talk a little bit about the previews for what are coming up for this weekend, because we've got some juicy games this weekend.
Football is back.
Football is back.
Finally.
We'll start with Nottingham Forest, Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest.
Not sure how we're on the 3 p.m. kickoff for that one, but usually, I think that most seasons, I mean, I don't know, it's at Anfield, but usually we're on TV for that one, so I'm surprised 3 p.m. blackout. But
it could be on TV if you want it to be on TV. Some people might have messages.
Disclaimer: we do not.
We do
We do
not,
not promote
absolutely,
platforms.
absolutely do not. How are you feeling for this game?
I am feeling, I don't want to say optimistic because Anfield's never a hard place to go. However, last time we were there, we won.
That's true.
And it was I think, was it the only time you lost at home last season in the league?
Yeah, it was the game that really bothered Liverpool fans.
Yeah, and honest a lot.
It's what made him like decide to actually lock in and take like the league seriously. If anything, I think it really gave us momentum to like push for the
There you
title.
go. I think that game also gave us momentum because off the back of that, we were sort of seen as a more of a serious side. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game. I know the table says we're not in a good position, but we are off the back of a really solid performance against Leeds.
Can I just mention, was that the game where like Hudson-Odoi like scored a really
The Liverpool
classy
game,
finish?
yeah. So
cut
it
in and
cut in and just nestled it. It's like
Bomb
trademark
corner.
Hudson-Odoi.
And I
He
think-
really frustrates. Sorry, Naz, just quickly. He really frustrates me because
Because he's
there's
at Chelsea,
such a
yeah.
player in there. Like honestly,
I think he's had that injury. He's had to adapt the way he runs because of that Achilles injury. So it is sort of, it's like strange because obviously when he was younger he was kind of that quick pacey sort of player. He isn't like that now. But what he does really well is he plays to his strengths. Like that cut in and shoot on his right foot is just like brilliant.
is he injured or is he is fit, isn't he?
He
Comes off
was.
the bench,
He
doesn't he?
was. Yeah, there might be some doubts. I think he'll be fit. I think we've got quite a lengthy injury list at the moment, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that the international break came at a good time, so I'm hoping no more injuries after that. And yeah.
Yeah, that goal as well, I think, was against Alisson, and not many players can do that.
From that far
to
out.
him. So
Hudson-Odoi's finish.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was a classic Forest last season counter attack.
Yeah.
I think it was Elanga who, go into it in a minute, but Elanga passed it across to Hudson-Odoi straight into the goal. I don't think we played particularly well that game, but
Yeah.
it was one of them where it's sort of like one goal was going to win it, and it ended up being us.
Naz, what happened with your goalkeepers? Like, is Alisson like your starting goalkeeper?
he is.
Right,
He's
okay,
just the most
right.
injury-prone goalkeeper ever.
Okay.
Basically,
Okay.
and also like his whole thing is he loves like a barbecue, and he's like generally I don't
Loves
think
a barbecue.
Yeah,
He's hitting the retirement age,
Yeah,
isn't
I
he? It's
don't
just
think
sort
he
of-
like his sort of. In terms of caring about being in peak fitness,
Oh, sorry.
not
I thought
really
you meant
his
he got an
thing.
injury from a barbecue. or
No,
something.
no.
That's
I mean,
something really would
you
be
never know.
related.
Maybe
Right,
he
right.
did. Like, he just gets injured so often because he just doesn't take his like. I don't think he takes his health that seriously.
Okay.
Because as a goalkeeper, I suppose the stress isn't as much on it, but obviously it's
It
still
lasts longer.
important.
Yeah.
It's going to last a lot longer.
Yeah, exactly.
Our players.
But yeah, so without him, we've got Mamadashvili in goal instead,
Right.
and he's a very able replacement, and he does a good job. But I don't think anyone really can compare to that level of Alisson.
Peak Alisson.
But yeah, so Joe, who do you think is the best player for Forest this season? Who do you think
Without a doubt, and I think everyone would agree with this, Elliot Anderson
Okay.
is our best player and
Yeah.
has been this season. And to be honest, probably was last season as well. I think he went maybe a little bit more under the radar. Now he's hit the England stage. Everyone's all over him.
Do you work for his PR team? Because every time you pipe up on the chat, it's often about like how
It's always
great
about
Elliot
Elliot
Anderson
Anderson.
is. Like,
I think the reason why Forest fans have such a like such a love for him is because he was bought off the back of what was basically a PSR transaction.
Quite like that though.
Which yeah. So with Newcastle, and they were. I think that you'd speak to Newcastle fans, and they were gutted to say goodbye to him because he's a homegrown, proper Geordie. But everyone said, "Oh, I can't believe you bought him for 30." I mean, it was 35. It was 35 million, but it was God knows how much it was. I think people think, "Oh, well, you're spending a lot of money on a player that's not really played much," and he sort of got thrown in straight away, and he was just like. This guy is
insane.
Unbelievable.
Such
Like
good
it just. I remember looking at last season. I remember looking at his touch and being like, "Oh wow!" Like the ball is just glued to his foot, and you can see that now. And I know he doesn't get like loads of goals, and like Seth's frowning at me, producer Seth. I know he doesn't get the assists and the goals and stuff, but you can see now. I mean, you guys probably watching him for England, you can see how much of an impact and difference he makes being in that number 8 role in the midfield.
Just quickly, I think for England, he will be, Tuchel is very stubborn. As a Chelsea fan, I know this because we had like a structured team. Every week it was kind of the same team within reason. I think unless Elliot Anderson gets injured, he will probably be starting the majority of the England games.
You can disagree with me on this. He is one of the best midfielders in the league at the moment.
Well, we debated about Caicedo, didn't we? But I as we're talking about Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, I won't get into that. But I do think, Anderson, English-wise, and also for Nottingham Forest, he's
I think didn't Tuchel say in a press conference?
He was saying that it's him and Rice that are up there as like two
there you go.
like big names that will start.
I think it's sometimes you get overshadowed, like not playing for one of the either big six club or just where you're on the table. I mean, he's playing at a team that's 19th in the league, which isn't great for him, but.
You got Marinakis behind you, mate.
He's got a gun to that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry, Mr. Marinakis. But no, I think we can get on to maybe where he'll end up, but
let's talk about that, shall we?
We can talk about that.
That's a great segment. Go on.
What kind of price tag are we putting on Mr. Elliot Anderson?
He should go for no less than 100 million.
100 million, okay.
No less than 100 million.
Okay, cool. And well, there are rumours. There are clubs that are interested, including Liverpool.
I don't. It's very, very unlikely he will go in January. Mm-hmm. Those kind of transactions don't really get made in the January transfer window, and I think you'd be paying even more as a club to get when you can probably wait until the summer, where you can probably get him for slightly less. Whether or not he'll go in the summer, I think there's possibly a likelihood of that. Like he could play, and he would probably go into most teams in the Premier League. There's talks of Newcastle wanting him, and I know he would probably love the opportunity. If you saw the clips when they won the League Cup last year, he was still there in the crowd, and he is just a Newcastle lad through and through. However, he could play for. I know United are in for him. Liverpool. He could play for anyone. His sort of the world's his oyster. So he shouldn't go for anything less than 100 million. He's got the English tax. He is, in my opinion, one of the best midfielders in the league. So, I think there's I don't think really people are debating over it much. I think if you were United or Liverpool paying that amount of money, you're getting a young, already sort of done it on the international stage for England, Premier League player.
I think Newcastle really do miss him. I mean, they're really struggling in the league, and they're doing okay in the Champions League, but they miss a player like him who you can utilise, you can break up play. You're literally from front to back, back to front rather. They really miss a player like Anderson. Yeah, I think Liverpool could do with him.
Absolutely. I mean, I was also going to mention this as well because Robin, I think you showed me one of your mates suggested the idea of a little player comparison, and I wanted to see because I think Dominic Szoboszlai has been our best player this season. So I wanted to pit the two together and I wanted to see who we think.
I mean, they operate in a similar role, so that actually is quite a good comparison. I would still 100% take Elliot Anderson over Szoboszlai any day of the week.
Well,
the only thing I would say that Szoboszlai probably has on Anderson is that set piece. I mean, Anderson's corners are decent, but Szoboszlai's free kicks and the set piece ability is probably better.
Sexy.
So you do get, and he's a great. I mean, don't get me wrong, Elliot Anderson's a great looking guy as well.
All I'd say is with Szoboszlai, he is able to. I mean, you could argue he's not like the best at it, but he's able to change position. He was playing right back as well against Arsenal, right?
Versatile,
He's very versatile. I mean, I think he's like a world-beating player, and I think he'll probably. Sorry, Naz will probably go to like a Real or a Barca. I know you're not going to like that. You raise your eyebrows.
I'm not trying to hear that right now.
No. I just think like he's one of those players. He's so silky and so classy. He could play. Sorry to say this, but he's better than Elliot Anderson in terms of like I can't imagine Elliot Anderson going to Real Madrid.
You say that Real Madrid apparently are in for him. There you go. That you've heard
Okay.
of him. Yeah, there you go.
Breaking
He will
news.
play anywhere, and he will be. He's the best player.
Yeah, but
No,
I think the thing with Szoboszlai is like he's so like you know.
Are
you
you
know
saying that? Are you saying that because he's not English? Because I think there's the whole thing about
Yeah, there is.
English
Well,
midfielder.
it's also like the image thing. I think with like the whole thing with Real Madrid is like they didn't sign Ronaldinho because he didn't look like one of those sort of players that would look good in their kit in sort of a press thing, whatever. Whereas,
Well, you saying that Elliot would not look good in that?
well, I just he's
It's just
he's
the
a
Geordie
tune
Maradona you're
lad,
talking about.
Like, whereas Szoboszlai's got this beautiful like long hair, like he's a very handsome man, like he's just very marketable. I think
the aura. That's
there's
what
an
he's
element
got.
to Real where that
No,
you do need to be
I
marketable.
think you're spot on with that. I think. Do you, how much do you think that comes into the purchase of a player? Which can't be like it's not
Definitely.
deciding
Oh,
There
factor.
is some
Yeah,
value. I
definitely.
think, how marketable a player is in
Marketable.
terms of for the huge team sponsorships, that kind of thing. I do think it's an important issue. Producer Seth, are we okay?
We're good.
Okay, fantastic. Ludo, what's your take? Elliot Anderson or Szoboszlai?
I don't know. I think they both have strengths. Maybe I'm gonna go with Anderson.
Okay.
It's a
Me.
great shout. What an
Me.
informed shout, Ludo. Fantastic.
Yeah. You know, I
Yeah.
have a little bit of like a soft spot for Nottingham Forest because, you know, Milenkovic.
Absolutely. I was really hoping we'd get on to him.
I love him. We were so sad when we saw him. I was like, why are we selling him? So I'm gonna side for you for Nottingham.
He's such a great. I mean, he actually was our player of the season last season.
Exactly. That's what I wanted
yeah.
to tell before when you say, you know, the breakout the season. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
That partnership with him and
you're
Murillo.
forgetting about Nikola Milenkovic.
No,
my
no.
guy, I love him.
He is. I think
I just
Messi for
have you got
players.
like posters of Ants in your room? Like, you seem to have an absolute loving for him.
You speak
Like,
to any other
got
Forest fan,
tattoo
they'll
of
say the
him,
same
like-
thing. Don't look, my Anderson tattoo.
Very good.
Very good tattoo, thank you. No, yeah. So we can finally move on
Should
from
we
Elliot
move on from
Anderson.
Anderson, chat?
But I mean, would you guys agree on the fact that he should go for no less than 100 million?
Oh yeah.
If you're a Premier League club, you should
100%.
pay that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
But-
price of now, yeah.
No, yeah. Today's market.
That is
Yeah.
the stock price of like most good players in the Premier League. Unfortunately, you have to pay 100 million or 70 to 100 to get a semi-decent player
Yeah.
now. If
Yeah.
you're a striker, it's basically 150 million. I mean, Isak.
Yeah.
Now, so let's just quickly go back to the Liverpool element of this, like comparative element. I'm not going to compare Wood versus Isak, but like you could
Chris Wood
argue
every
with
day
like
of
the
the week.
stats.
Right, now
Yeah,
you could.
Yeah, I was just about to say with the stats, right? I mean, who would you rather have? I mean, Isak's not really done anything.
Well,
for
he's
Liverpool.
he's not even available right now. So
To be fair,
I'll
Nico
take
is Chris
all
Wood
right.
this season. So
the best
you could-
the best ability. Is that how you say it? The best ability? Availability.
An
That's how you
An
say it. Yeah.
injured Isak versus a fully fit Wood. That is the question we've got to ask, all right?
It depends what manager you're under.
No.
If you're Sean Dyche, I know who he's picking.
It's like he's forgotten how to finish when he does play as well. It's like he just needs a good game.
Do you think he starts on Saturday?
I don't think so. He's still kind of,
Ekatike.
yeah, it's got to be Ekatike. Absolutely, the best name in football. Okay, let's hop on a plane. Let's fly over to the Mediterranean because
Nice,
it's another
nice, I like it.
very big game.
Yeah.
We've got Ludo's Fiorentina
Yeah.
taking on Juventus. A very big game. How are you feeling about this?
It's the biggest thing. It's the biggest game for Fiorentina in the whole season. Like,
I mean, neither is it really, because I mean, we're both Fiorentina fans. I mean, not right now, surely. We're relegation zone.
yeah, but for us, like
Okay.
for the supporters, there is such a big rivalry, and Juventus fans gonna say, "Oh no, it's just one-sided," but it's not true. Like they feel the rivalry as much.
Is that you saying that because you're the Fiorentina?
No, I'm saying because there are a lot of like historical like tracks of this
Okay.
thing. For example, like one of the biggest thing, I don't know if Robin knows, like do you know like Roberto Baggio used to play
Yeah,
for
of course.
Fiorentina? Yeah, and in
Baggio.
1990 it was sold
What a
to
player.
Juventus for financial reasons, and Florence erupted. Like the fans were crazy. They were like riots and such. And there is this historic moment, and every time I watch, it's like, yes. When he came back to like Florence for the first time, wearing the Juventus
Yeah, yeah.
jersey, he had to like took a penalty, and he refused to take the penalty, and like Juventus fans start like booing him.
No way.
And why it was sub? Because of course he refused to take the penalty, and they were like, it's not the best thing to do, and they threw him a Fiorentina shirt or a scarf, I think, and he took the scarf and he wore the scarf.
That is a great story.
It was like
That's so
crazy. They start like applauding him. They start like chanting his name. So Juventus fans still like hold on these and still have like this kind of hate towards us. They just don't want to admit this because they say, oh no, it's a smaller team and such. But I've been to a Juventus Fiorentina last year, but in the Juventus part.
Oh yeah, you went rogue, didn't you?
Dangerous.
With my friends, yeah, it was hard.
Did you disguise your support?
I tried. The first
I feel
goal.
like it's an Italian. Can you do that though?
Yeah, it was.
The first time I tried the second goal, I was like hearing them say, "Oh no, we're gonna beat them. We're gonna beat them." When we score, I erupted. I erupted.
No.
And to be honest, fair play to the Juventus fans, because if you do this in reverse, if you do this in Florence, people are gonna like
kill you.
yeah, they're gonna like, it's gonna be crazy.
We played you in pre-season this year actually.
Yeah.
We did.
And
played
you
How did
was-
Anderson do, by the way?
What's that?
Anderson have a good game? Or?
Anderson was brilliant in that game, Robin.
You won, I think.
I think it was a draw.
Oh, something like
it was a
this.
0-0 draw.
I just remember my guy Nikola Milenkovic being
yeah,
like,
maybe.
yeah,
There was about, I think
it's
there was
their
about,
light.
there was about 4 Fiorentina
These two and their
fans.
posters, eh?
I know.
Honestly,
Yeah, it's Milenkovic as Anderson. That's
super
yeah.
fans. Honestly.
But yeah, it's
Who
gonna
wouldn't be? 6'6". Yeah. Ooh,
Okay.
big calves.
Just like me.
Just like you. Nelson.
Anyway.
Are you fed up?
Whoa, wow, what a natural transition. That was great. Oh, I mean, it's,
Still
Yeah.
going on.
imagine having technical issues. Oh, that wouldn't be us 2 weeks in a row. Crazy.
never do
Hey.
that. That's never happened on
Anyway,
this podcast.
Ludo, I wanted to ask you, Fiorentina, bottom of the table. What's wrong?
everything basically. But there are a lot of problems. But to be honest, Pioli, I think we should have sacked him earlier than when we did. He already coached Fiorentina a few years back when Davide Astori died, the captain of Fiorentina. And he's been, such an amazing figure, not just a coach, but really like a father figure for those players. But when they say never come back to your ex, you shouldn't come back. You shouldn't come back to your ex, because it's never gonna sounds good. It's never gonna be good. And so I thought that his decision to come back, it wasn't the right decision for this moment. And we had a rough few matches, and I was really hoping. Also, it's an amazing person, but I was hoping that we would have sacked him and take, a point Spalletti. When Juventus was searching for a new coach, I was like, okay, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen. And I was really sad because I thought that it would be like the best fit for Fiorentina. Now we have Vanoli. I think it's a really good, coach. And this is what the players need now, because you have to think that you are the bottom of the league and you have to play as you are the bottom of the league. And it's a really rough, really strong, directed to the point person.
It's like Sean Dyche.
I think
It's the Sean Dyche equivalent.
yeah, I think it's the right fit, but it's not looking good. I'm gonna be honest. It's not really looking good.
It can't go on like this, can it?
Can.
I'm not
It can.
I'm not optimistic. I
Got the laughs,
fear
didn't it?
that we can get relegated, to be honest.
Okay, Serie B next season it is for Fiorentina.
And it will
then.
be so sad because it's gonna be 100 years from
Oh, no.
from the
What a sad way to celebrate.
really sad,
Unfortunately.
really
Go
sad.
down,
But maybe we can win something. We can win the Serie B.
That'll be nice. That'll be nice. Good luck with that.
Finally,
trophy, right?
after all the finals that we lost, maybe it would be the right thing to do.
I hear it. Okay. Well, we're pressed for time, so let's. I want to run through a couple more. There's a couple more derby games going on this weekend as well. So we've got actually in the Serie A as well. We've got Inter versus AC. So another huge one. Obviously the North London derby on Sunday.
We need to talk about that. We can't miss
That is a very big game. And you know what? Arsenal are beginning to show signs of fragility. You've got Gabriel getting injured over the international break as well.
6 week injury, I think.
Yeah,
That's a killer.
and then obviously Gyökeres out as well. So they've beginning to stumble a little. And
I think I have to agree with the thing with Arsenal. You got that 11 is probably one of the best 11s in the league, but they actually do have quite a lack of depth, particularly at the back. Who comes in for Gabriel now? He's injured.
well, their whole thing is that they have loads of centre backs, That's what.
None on the leather of Gabriel.
But no, yeah, none on that. But it's more that they've got Calafiori, they've got Timber, all these players that can play centre back, and then it's
Calafiori play centre back?
he can. It's the fact that but Arteta just loves playing a centre back in every position. That
seems to be the new thing because Pep sort of started doing that.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
That is harsh, Naz. I can't believe you're saying that he plays centre. That's not true, man.
That is absolutely true.
They're one of the highest scoring teams in the division, though, so they can't be.
I'm not saying that they're defensive, but Arteta's strategy in terms of defence is to play centre backs in those. His fullbacks are players that traditionally in their former teams, were playing at centre back. It's just that's the way he likes to manage the team, and fair to him, it works. They've got an amazing defence, so clearly there's a strategy to it. But yeah, so coming up to this game, the North London derby. As I say, because we're pressed for times, let me get some predictions. What are we thinking?
I'm gonna go for Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Bold.
I mean, they have to lose. Like Arsenal cannot win everything, any game. So I'm gonna go for Tottenham. I think they can bag it.
Any score?
2-1.
Okay. Joe.
Arsenal are going to win. It's going to be. I want it 2-1 to Arsenal. I think.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. I'll go 2-0. I don't think Spurs are going to score.
No goal for Spurs. Okay.
But Spurs are not bad away
Mhm.
away from home. But no, yeah, Arsenal 2-0.
Okay. Robert.
I'm going to go with a Thomas Frank special. He actually does quite well against Arteta. I think they might win 2-0. It'll be quite a defensive job, but I think he's very tactically minded manager. I know the squad isn't the best, but I actually think that they've got a lot of good players, and if you can utilise Richarlison, we spoke about him before, I think they could nick it, especially with Gabriel being out. I think there's a chance. This is the only chance they'll probably have to beat Arsenal this season.
Not at the Emirates.
I think they could nick it. I think Van der Ven as well. Van der Ven's the sort of player that plays really well in away games. He scored, was it 2 goals? Nearly got a hat-trick against Everton away.
Yeah.
So I just think they've got some good players, especially if they need to utilise the absence rather of Gabriel. I think they'll win 2-0.
Yeah. I'm on the same wavelength as you, and I'm going to go for a Premier League classic. It's going to be a 4-3 win to Spurs.
You've all gone for a Spurs win.
I think it's really good for our accumulators when they don't come through.
Imagine it does come true there. Yeah, exactly.
I really
We're
don't
going
think
to
you'll go
replay
for a
this
Spurs
clip.
win.
And a little shout out as well. We've got the another derby this weekend happening it's happening tonight in the Women's League Cup. It's Aston Villa versus Birmingham Women as well. So yeah, do tune into that. Let's. Actually, Joe, real quick as well. Can I get a prediction on Liverpool Nottingham?
Oh yeah, we haven't done Liverpool Forest predictions. Should we all do a prediction?
Go on.
I'm going to say 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sensible. I hear it.
I think it's a fair.
Yeah.
Is
But-
Chris Wood back now?
Chris Wood's always. Oh no, Chris Wood's
He
still
was
injured. But to
injured,
be honest, he's not really been firing on the same kind of level he was last season. It's usually Jesus.
Oh yeah, he looks quite good. Actually. I like
He is
him.
a pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't got the ticking sort of number 9 yet, but
Yeah.
we'll see. But yeah, no, I'm gonna go 1-1.
I want to say 1-0 to Forest because it'd be quite funny. But I think that's my heart. My head is saying probably 2-0 Liverpool.
We're not very good away from home either.
Yeah.
So.
I hear it, Ludo.
1-1.
Okay. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Liverpool as well.
I think
we
that's
need
probably,
it.
yeah.
Both teams really need it, but we really
We
need
do
it.
need
No,
it.
no.
This is a free hit for
I
us.
feel like you have a knack on this pod of predicting Salah to score. So do you want to say the opposite and then he'll score a hat trick?
Salah's going to score. Salah's going to score a disallowed goal.
He's going to score an own goal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
There we go. Fantastic. Let's talk real quickly as well about.
Why didn't you ask about my prediction?
I did ask you a prediction. Did I not ask you for Liverpool? Oh, sorry. Fine.
It's
Go on,
1-1.
Ludo.
1-1 though.
Fiorentina, bro.
Oh, that's what you
say.
mean. That's what you mean. Actually, you know what? You're right. Let's do a Fiorentina Juventus prediction as well, real
Yeah.
quick. Just scores, nothing else.
Juve 3-0.
Yeah,
sorry,
4-0
Ludo.
to Juve. Sadly.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. I want to say
6-0
3-0
to
for
Juve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have
God.
to be superstitious. So I'm going to
Oh,
say
jinx
3-0.
it.
3-0.
Nice.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
3-0.
2.
3.
To Juve.
To Juve as well. Okay,
I just
cool.
wanted to say
Not
out
even
loud
back in your
in
own
case
team. Okay,
something
great.
else is going to happen.
No,
you know?
I hear it. I hear it.
Superstitious me.
Okay. No, you know what? Fair enough. I hear it. Okay. Big incident that happened this week. Well, over the past couple of weeks. Sky Sports have made a major cock up.
I didn't hear about that, Naz.
So they launched Halo. For those who are listening and didn't know.
What was it? Do they frame it as the little sister of Sky Sports?
Something,
ridiculous like that.
and yeah, it was a TikTok channel, I think, primarily that they
It
wanted.
was only on TikTok, I think.
Yeah,
it wasn't any
okay.
other platforms,
So aimed at female supporters is what sort of their vibe with it was. Very quickly received a lot of criticism and soon after
How is it
taken
possible?
down. Yeah,
It's
guys,
like-
what do we think?
I just think it's ridiculous that you can have like this bigger corporation as Sky. Like
I thought you were about to say it's ridiculous it got cancelled.
Yeah, I was trying to get that
Go
up. I think it's mad that you could. I guarantee you they've had board meetings of all the executives who are sat around and being, oh yeah, this is a really good.
Oh,
idea.
that's a great idea.
Who on earth? has passed
Primarily
this?
men as well, probably.
Absolutely.
Most likely.
Yeah.
But it still just seems so like ridiculous. Even if it is that, it's so ridiculous to commission that to go forward, and like it literally got no good feedback, no good press.
The thing I found surreal was it was the Haaland goal, which didn't make. There was no contextual sense to use that goal as well. It was like him bulldozing through Bournemouth, and was the caption like running to get your when you're running to get your match or something?
Yeah,
Just none of it made sense. Like
any goal wouldn't make sense, you know.
it was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Any
it
goal.
was stupid.
Any goal wouldn't make sense with that kind of
Yeah,
caption. It was just embarrassing.
I think
Yeah.
the phrase is "read the
What?
room." Read the
Just-
room.
Absolutely.
They didn't read the room.
It really.
But even though there wasn't really, obviously they did take it down. They're part of that post, but it wasn't. They didn't apologise. They just
No.
said,
No,
"Oh, we got it a bit
yeah.
wrong." But I think an actual apology could have been better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And it really gave the message to all of the female fans, basically saying the main page is not where we
Yeah,
want you.
exactly.
Yeah.
We want you
Like-
somewhere
Well,
else.
yeah.
You could spin it now as that maybe from this negative thing, something positive will come of it, and then maybe they will actually get it right second time.
And also,
round.
hopefully, they'll hire more women and
Yeah.
like people
Exactly.
who are just not, you know.
Hire me.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Ludo.
Yeah,
Ludo.
exactly. So yeah, I think we can unanimously say Sky Sports didn't do such a great job there. Okay, let's move on. We can we'll talk about Robin. We've got a little on this day from you today.
My favourite segment of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we all
on
wait for
this
this.
day, 21st November 1974.
Ooh.
So 3 years before your dad was born. I think you said 1977, wasn't
No,
it?
no,
your
he's a
dad?
73.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
apologise.
No.
Sorry, I got that wrong.
How did
Edit
you
that out of
know?
the pod.
Sorry, Dad.
So yeah, have I aged your dad? Or have I made him younger? I can't.
You made him younger.
I made him
Yeah, you
younger.
might like
Okay,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
okay. Peter Shilton joined Stoke City for £325,000
And
transfer
what
fee,
a brilliant keeper
which
he
at the
was.
time was a world record for a goalkeeper. And I
I've-
thought we'd
I've-
sort of.
I've met Peter Shilton.
No way.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, you've ruined my honesty.
Yeah.
That's fine. Can't really,
Forest
match
legend.
that now, maybe.
Who have you met?
Go on, carry on.
But anyway, so my question was, well, I think you'll know the answer. Firstly, who is now top of the list for most expensive goalkeeper transfer of all time?
Oh, that's a good question.
If you don't know the answer, I have it with you, and then
Oh.
I'll ask you a
Can you
follow-up.
give us the fee, or will that give it
I
away?
think I know.
I think
I think
Okay,
I
think
know.
I know.
Ludo, who do you think?
Donnarumma.
Ah,
Sorry?
Donnarumma.
that's not who I had.
I was going to say
Donnarumma.
Ramsdale. Was
I
it Ramsdale
was-
40 million or something?
I was in Kepa.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's definitely
No,
Kappa. It's definitely Kappa.
So-
Yeah,
Good
you're
shout. What was the fee?
So he came to Chelsea
Was it
August
80 million or
2018.
something?
It was 71.6
Yeah,
million
crazy.
pounds. And at the
Crazy.
time, I don't know if you remember, he was sort of touted as being like the next Donnarumma. He was seen as this fantastic goalkeeper, and Bilbao are still laughing to the bank from that.
But he
transfer.
is
was
having
absolutely-
he is well.
um,
He did have a good season before
yeah,
last
yeah.
season. So.
But then some other fun players on this list. I mean, fourth obviously Courtois. It was only 35 million. Edison, which you could say is a bargain now, 34.7 million. But then the one that I think Ludo maybe we can speak about briefly is Buffon, seventh on the list, 32.6 million. Parma to Juventus, July 2001. I mean, he's probably
In 01.
no one, but when you look at the
best-
aura of the player, I mean,
yeah.
probably one of
The
I
best
think you could
investment.
argue is probably the best historic goalkeeper
Yeah.
of history.
Absolutely.
Apart from Petr Cech, obviously. Anderson, who's played in goal. Ludo, just briefly, Buffon's sort of legacy in Italy. I mean, he's still seen as a god, isn't he? Was he still playing last season? Or a few seasons ago, he was still playing. I think lower division. I think.
Yeah, he was playing. Yeah, he was playing
yeah.
2 years ago. Yeah, he was playing.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
playing, and his legacy
Oh,
is considered the best one ever, and nobody hates him, even if he played for Juventus.
Sure.
You can agree that he's not only an amazing goalkeeper, but he's
Yeah.
also a really smart person, and I think
Yeah, he's
that
supposed to be really intelligent, isn't he?
exactly when you are a smart person,
Yeah.
these allow you to be a better goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, and just quickly, I'll go around the Naz, who for you don't say, well, you can say Alisson if you want. Best goalkeeper that's you've ever seen play live or watched on TV. Who's the best one?
So I guess in my lifetime is what we're talking about. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
go back in history.
Well, you can if you want, but just to make it more relevant.
No, I mean,
to-
honestly, it's hard to look past Alisson, though, like,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
because
fair enough,
he
fair
is sensational, you know. I also just wanted to quickly say as well, with Buffon, I don't know if you've seen, it reminded me, His son is.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
He
he's
plays.
playing for Czech Republic.
Yeah, and he seems
playing
like a
goal.
baller. Two hat tricks in 2
Yeah.
games.
Is he a goalkeeper as well?
No, he's a striker.
Good goalkeeper scored a hat
Oh,
trick.
sorry, did you say scoring hat trick?
We lost our chance.
My
to
brain
have in
just
it.
zoned out there. sorry.
But he represents the Czech Republic.
Yeah,
Okay.
because his mum.
Yeah, because of his mum.
Okay.
So
Yeah, what about you, Joe? Who you
We've
saying?
had some good keepers over the years, particularly in recent. I think since being promoted, we've had like Keylor Navas, Dean Henderson.
I forgot Keylor Navas
Yeah, that was a
played for you.
weird,
That was
weird time. However, I am going to say Brice Samba is
Brice
the best
Samba,
keeper,
okay.
which I'm sure, yeah, obviously went on to play for Lyon.
Easy
Yeah.
one, Buffon. I've
Buffon,
seen it
okay.
live, so easy answer.
For me, it has to be Petr Cech because he came back from literally having his skull shattered and could have died. He nearly died. So at Chelsea we really hate Stephen Hunt. He came back to Chelsea. He came back to play against Chelsea and scored for Hull, and yeah, just the hatred was kind of cemented. But yeah, he came back from that and was still able to be, at the time, the world's best goalkeeper, apart from Buffon, obviously.
Mhm.
So yeah, for me, I think.
Can't believe you not said Robert Sanchez. What a keeper.
Yeah, he's all right. Actually.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's better.
Petr Cech is pre-Arsenal. Petr Cech.
Yeah.
Just want to say,
we could easily have another hour conversation about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
opposite side on the worst goalkeepers that we've
Oh,
seen. 'cause-
next time,
definitely
Naz.
if you say that.
yeah, we'll save that.
Next
Tune
time.
in for the next time on the Friday Fixture.
But we just stopped
That
this
brings us to the end of the show. Thank you very much for joining us,
Thank
the
you for
both of
having
you.
us.
Thank you for having us.
Fun.
Thank you, Robin,
Thank
and
you, Naz.
thank you to our incredible production team who go through a lot of issues, it seems, every week, but do a great job.
And they don't get fed up.
and
either.
And they love it every minute.
They're not fed up.
They don't get
Are you
fed
fed
up.
up?
Okay, thank you very much for listening,
guys.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.